let's move on to our feature, which is something I've stolen directly from some other content producers that I really like. The Easy Allies, and you can find them on Patreon. Easy Allies, really good bunch of dudes from Los Angeles who are just, they used to be formerly game trailers, and they're just doing, they're a little indie venture, and they're making really good content. So go check those guys out. They had a game they played a while back called Kill Your Babies, and I've changed that into what I call Lone Survivor, which is not to be confused with the 2011 Mark Wahlberg film of the same name. And the premise of this is essentially, I'm going to give you guys a big list of games, of intellectual properties, franchises, and you have to systematically remove them one by one. And when you remove them, you have to keep in mind that this will erase them from history. So any memories you have attached to these franchises, anything, if you played something back in the day and that really got you into gaming, or you have certain memories associated with that, they're wiped. You don't have those anymore. You might be a completely different person. So you keep that in mind before you scratch something out, because you might be, completely destroying who you've become.
This is interesting, because I would say that, like, a lot of these games, I'm having a quick glance over the list now,
Yep.
A lot of these are quite defining in our personal gaming history. So
very much so.
It's this is going to be tough. I think heads are going to roll here a little bit.
Do you want to do a quick whip through, Abe, of the...
Yeah. I'll read out the list we've got here. There's quite a few games on it. So we've got Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Doom, Devil May Cry, Donkey Kong, The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Far Cry, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, Gears of War, God of War, Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto, Halo, Jak and Daxter, Kingdom Hearts, Mario, Mass Effect, Metal Gear, Metroid, Platinum Games, Pokemon, Portal, Prince of Persia, Rare, Red Dead, Soulsborne, Star Wars, superheroes, so that's Spider-Man, Batman, everything in that sort of realm, Team Ico, Tekken, Tomb Raider, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Uncharted, Warcraft, Xenoblade, and Zelda. So quite a comprehensive list, and I definitely know that some people on this podcast are quite, big fans of some of these IPs, and would probably take a bullet for some of them.
Yeah, I feel like some of these IPs have literally just been put here to start fights. Like some of them are IPs that definitely only like one of us here actually has any sort of affinity for.
That's fine. This is what we're here for.
I tried to make it interesting with with certain ones that I knew were near and dear to people, and then I put some pretty easy ones on there, so hopefully we can start off and not break up the party too soon. So I think we'll do a roll to see who starts. I'll just do a random dice generator, and we'll figure out who's going to start removing these memories.
If it's me first, I think I already have a few here that I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna remove straight away.
Yeah, big time. There's some in there that are like, there'll be some people out there that would really love these games, but some of them are just, they're just taking up space in this list. I'm sure we can.
Well, yeah, there's one in there which everyone listening would want to cull, but there is one or two games in that franchise that I'm incredibly attached to. So I'm waiting to see what that happens. And let's roll a dice.
I think I know what one that is.
All right, I'll be 1. Balthazar can be 2, and Aid can be 3.
Oh, so you'll be 1, 2, or be 2, 3, 4. No, hang on.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
3 would be the first 2 numbers. I'll be the second 2. You'll be the third 2.
Okay.
Yep, that's cool. All right, let's roll the dice. So we got a 6.
A 6.
So that's you.
That's me. All right. Well, I'm going to remove from this list. Okay.
It's your list. You should surely have your first answer.
Well, I've been more focused on making the list and cultivating the list. I'm going to remove Assassin's Creed.
Yep. No, that's fair.
It's fair?
Yep.
Okay. I remember my first experience with a next-gen console, which was a PlayStation 3. I never owned one, but you rented one out, was the original Assassin's Creed. And I do remember how powerful that was. It was incredible seeing that world and seeing what it could render. But Assassin's Creed has just spiraled into such monotony and such blandness that I can't. I mean, this also means that no one got to play Black Flag, which is a bit sad because apparently that game's really good. But Peter will be happy because there's no more whale hunting in that game. So Assassin's Creed, sorry to say, but you're out of here.
There it goes. All right, Balthazar, you're up next.
Am I? All right. I'm looking at this list now, and there's a few here. It's funny because it does go into that realm of, differences quite quickly in the way that we think and our reasoning for culling things. So my choice here, actually, considering there are things that we're all, vocally against the majority of the series, things like Call of Duty on there, I'm actually going for an interesting one next. I'm going to cull superhero games in their entirety.
Yeah, that means all the most recent Rocksteady Batmans.
Yeah,
and it means Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 2, which is, I'm not going to lie, it broke my heart a wee bit.
So yes, my reason for that is that it's only in recent years that superhero games have become decent. Prior to then, it was just an automatic understanding that superhero games, and indeed almost anything based off another IP in video game format, was trash. And I don't think anyone's lives were particularly altered by that fact changing and then becoming good. So let's just get rid of that fact. Let's get rid of the debate altogether. It doesn't matter if they were good or bad. None of them ever existed.
Nice.
Also, I'm unable to cross it off just to break flow there. I have read-only access to this list.
No worries.
So would you like to cull superheroes for me?
I'll sort it.
Yeah. My turn. Looking at the list, I think there are some games that have kind of, I guess, brethren within their genre and have done a really good job, and in some cases their brethren have done a really good job, and we just kind of don't need them here. My cull is going to be Fallout.
Ooh, man, that means Fallout 1 and 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
The old school, possibly got people into those RPGs. Not me, but other people.
Yeah, just putting it out there. I think we've got Elder Scrolls in there, and as far as people love Elder Scrolls, Fallout, they're the same game in different settings.
That's true. I'm not gonna argue with you about that.
You can get mods for Elder Scrolls games so that you have guns, and then it's just Fallout anyway. So
exactly. Yep, Fallout, you're gone.
Oh man, that's every one of these. I'm not gonna lie, just because I do love gaming so much. Every one of these is just hurting me a wee bit. It's like you're just sticking pins into my skin.
If we're making notes about how we might change as an individual from things being deleted, I'm no longer as outraged about the Game of the Year Awards 2015 because Fallout 4 didn't win things.
That's true. It didn't.
So I'm now a less bitter person because of that removal.
Interesting. Okay. My next pick will be... I'll just get rid of Fallout there. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, people are going to start getting real angry real soon.
Talk us through it.
It's getting real tough because there's so many of these franchises that don't mean anything to me. There's one I haven't played at all, but I know because this has been talked about on previous podcasts how much you guys are into these. So,
and this is the nature of this game. I think it's just a matter of you going for it.
You've got to go for what you feel you would, feel the least affected by not existing. You can't really factor us into it. Obviously, we are going to have our viewpoints, but the point of each of our culls should be removing the games that had the least influence on us individually. So,
I've got it. I'm going to remove Star Wars.
All right.
So that's everything Star Wars, Rogue Squadron, the most recent Star Wars. I mean, to be honest,
we still get the movies, right?
Yeah, we still get we still get the movies. The only Star Wars that Battlefront was fine; it was all right. But there's not many other Star Wars games I could say are that great. There was Jedi Academy, which was pretty cool.
Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. People are going to be outraged about that. But too bad Star Wars is gone.
Go.
Yeah. All right. So for my one, it's coming back to the one that I was tossing up between this one and superheroes last time. Now, I know that probably actually all of us have at least one game in this series that we didn't, despise, and that we feel somewhat redeems the series.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to cull Call of Duty.
Oh, man. No.
That was actually, I was thinking that was going to be my next call.
Yeah, I mean, for me, while Call of Duty, what did I even like in Call of Duty? The original Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4, I thought was a pretty spectacular game, and I also quite enjoyed Modern Warfare 2. But when it comes down to it, the only things I ever liked about Call of Duty were the campaigns, and Call of Duty campaigns have never been my favourite FPS campaigns, and in fact, my favourite FPS campaigns haven't really taken any mechanics or story components or anything at all from Call of Duty games, so it wouldn't really affect me at all. I mean, my favourite FPSs are things like First Encounter, Assault Recon, stuff like that, which don't have anything taken from Call of Duty, quite frankly. So I'm killing you, Call of Duty.
Man,
COD,
COD 4 is a big blow to me.
Goodbye to the worst facet of gaming fandom. We no longer have COD bros. We no longer have 720 no scope montages on YouTube. I've done the world a favor.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. Oh, I mean, on the bright side, I did just get maybe 400 hours of my life back during university.
Win-win.
Yeah.
Okay, so COD's gone. Far Cry. I don't think we need Far Cry in this world. The reason being that, I guess, aside from Assassin's Creed, which we've already culled, Far Cry is just this classic open world tower kind of game where you're clearing out. I mean, they're fun and they really appeal to some people in terms of like that completionist, I'm going to open up every area of this map, that kind of thing. But I don't know.
The only defense I'd give for Far Cry, Reagan, is Far Cry 2, which I think is a pretty superb game. And that it sort of made it more a survival game, and you had things like you being affected by malaria and your gun jammed every now and then. And it also showed me that that was the first instance of fire, and fire done really well because the fire spread and it did really feel like you just lit a field on fire. It was really, really cool and quite breathtaking at that point. But Far Cry 3 was it was all right, and Far Cry 4 was more of the same kind of thing. So
yeah. I don't think they've really innovated recently. So that's my choice. Far Cry.
Alrighty, Far Cry gone from the face of the earth.
Never
is it me or is it you, Balthazar? I can't.
It's you now, eh?
It's me. Right. Okay, all right. Well, I've been eyeing this up for a while. Reagan, you're gonna hate me. I'm removing. Can you guess what it is?
Yeah, I can.
I'm removing Gran Turismo from the list.
The only racing game on the list, though.
I had Need for Speed in there originally, but I didn't think anyone would really care that much. But yeah, I know. See, I like racing games, but I like arcadey racing games. Gran Turismo is one of the most boring games I've ever played in my life.
We still have a racing game there, Regan. It's not directly listed, but we have Mario there, which we can assume means all Mario games. So
it does cover Mario Kart. Yeah, you're right. But Gran Turismo, whenever I used to go around to my friend's house and he'd be playing Gran Turismo and I'd have to watch him just drive around the circuit and try not to hit into anyone. And we did an endurance race, I think, I sat back and watched, and we actually, we jerry-rigged this contraption because you had to do, God knows, 800 laps or something of this perfectly oval course, essentially NASCAR, and we jerry-rigged this contraption to hold left on the stick and X, so you could just scrape the wall and we could just get the shit done. So, I mean, that's an interesting memory, but I probably could have used my time for better things than Turismo. So, unfortunately,
I mean, I'll never forgive you, but that's okay.
GT has been struck from. We still have Drive Club, and we still have what is it? Project Cars.
Forza's still there, yeah. I suppose.
Forza's still, Forza's not even on the list, so you're safe with that one.
Yep. Balthazar.
All right, my next one's an easy one with what's still here for me. I'm getting rid of Gears of War.
Okay.
I am taking back the acronym to purely be associated with God of War.
Nice, I like that.
That's my reasoning. That's that.
Yeah.
Those games, third-person, quite slow-paced, cover-based shooters. Give me Uncharted over Gears of War for a cover-based third-person shooter any day. So it's gone.
So no, the only thing that I would say which we lose with Gears of War is the chainsaw
rifle.
Yeah, that was pretty cool and a cool introduction of that into the gaming landscape. But apart from that, I'm kind of with you. I had some good fun doing co-op, some of those campaigns with friends, but nothing that really stood out for me. So yeah. I'm not too fussed with that.
Okay, starting to.
It's getting tricky, man. It's getting real tricky already.
We've still got a lot of games on the list. I am going to Balthazar. Perhaps might not like this one. I'm going to cull Warcraft. Warcraft.
Disappointed murmur in the background.
I mean, in terms of Warcraft's origins as an RTS kind of game, we had other alternatives at the time. Things like Age of Empires, that sort of stuff. And these days we've got MMOs that will gladly take its place, although the big MMO that would take its place is also potentially going to be culled on this list as well. So I don't know. I think I'm happy with taking away Warcraft.
The only thing for me that really is truly changed from removing Warcraft from the list is that no longer, when I finish with all my chores at the end of the day and move on to relaxing and playing a game, I won't go, job done, when I'm finished. Or when I'm halfway through something and Hannah comes up to me with something else, I won't go, more work. That's all that's going to be gone by getting rid of Warcraft. I won't just be quoting the peons all day, every day, whenever it's possible. So
yeah, the biggest resounding, the trickle down from that is World of Warcraft, which a lot of people just got a lot of their lives back. And
a lot of babies just survived whose parents neglected them.
Yeah.
Well done, Regan.
Dude.
You saved lives.
Brilliant.
A lot of people obviously met in World of Warcraft as well, so a lot of relationships weren't formed. The Leroy Jenkins no longer exists.
That's the one thing that I probably will miss. The rest of it, people can figure that shit out. Like, people just go outside and meet people normally. But Leroy Jenkins will be sorely missed.
Also, Hearthstone, considering its subtitle is Heroes of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah?
Warcraft-based card game. That's one of the most popular Twitch games since it's come out. It's just consistently at the top. That's gone.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Interesting.
That long gone is one of the most confusing UIs I've ever set my eyes on.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on when I look at screenshot of Warcraft, interesting. Okay, no more Warcraft. So yeah, the MMO landscape has changed considerably. I think maybe something like FF14 or Guild Wars is probably now the most played, I would imagine. So Balthazar, you've got to be happy about that.
Yeah.
All right, Abe, what's it going to be?
Oh man, we're getting down now. Yeah, I think this doesn't really mean too much to me. I'm going to remove Devil May Cry from the list.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did enjoy my time with Devil May Cry 1. It was cool with I think there was puppets or marionettes and things that came to life and sort of were quite scary. I don't like puppets or mannequins or anything similar to things that shouldn't move and do. So I've gotten a little bit of my teenage years back from that. Devil May Cry 2 was garbage, so I don't feel guilty about removing that from the face of the earth. And I never played Devil May Cry 3, 4, or
3
DMC
was the
Devil
best
May
of
Cry.
the first.
We've removed one of the most redundant acronyms in the gaming landscape, which is DMC Devil May Cry.
Yeah, though it was in my opinion, the best of the Devil May Cry games. It was new. It was fun.
Yeah, I've heard as much. I've heard that's a good game. I never got around to playing it, so I don't feel
and now
that
you don't
bad
have
about
to.
it.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Nope.
All right, my next one, it kind of comes easily to me again because I'm going to be the biggest one affected by its removal, and I've come to terms with it. So I'm killing Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man, did not see that coming.
What?
Yeah, so Kingdom Hearts is so much of my time and money. Also,
You just want that back.
it's not my favorite game with Final Fantasy characters in. It's not my favorite game with Disney characters in. And both
Yeah.
of the original source materials still exist completely unchanged with the removal of Kingdom Hearts. So, yeah, it's gone.
Okay.
I think it's the least impactful removal because it was a product of other things that are on the list.
You're so
kind of.
pragmatic.
So-
I was shocked by that. I figured
I
you
did
would have been.
not see that coming.
No, not at all. I was waiting for one of us to have to cull it, Abe. And
I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, so I was going to cull it. That was the one I mentioned right at the start. That would probably make Balthazar mad, but job done. I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah,
That's great.
totally.
Job done. Oh, wait, Warcraft's gone.
Job done. Yeah. Fuck. Okay. I am going to, because I have never had anything to do with it, cull Fire Emblem.
Ooh,
It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me.
It doesn't mean anything to me either, Balthazar.
Yeah, this list is getting pretty shit pretty quickly, to be honest. Everything of quality's been removed.
So what's changed on the gaming landscape from the removal of Fire Emblem?
I probably just sold my 3DS.
Oh man,
There's no reason to play a handheld game at all anymore, really. There's no longer a amalgamation of quality turn-based tactics and a good story. Those things have never been put together before, successfully at least. So it's probably a genre that's just no longer going to be developed because it's been tried time and again and no one's ever done it right. So
brutal, man. Was that they can't have been the first people to introduce permadeath, right? There must have been something before.
Nah, there would have been stuff before. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Well, you've definitely changed a lot there, Reagan, with the Fire Emblem. But yeah, I'm with you. I've never played one, and don't have a particular affinity towards it. So, okay, I'm going to remove purely because I've only ever played part of number one, enjoyed it, but it never stuck out that much.
I know where you're going.
Do
where you're going. I think I know where you're going. If you do, I'm done. You're all on my hit list.
Oh man. Okay.
Do it.
Well, I've got to do it now. I'm removing Mass Effect.
Yeah, there goes my most anticipated game of 2017.
No
more Mass Effect Andromeda.
You no longer have anything to look forward to this year, man.
No
more space opera. Incredible space opera that set the bar. I think Mass Effect 2 was the Xbox 360's best game, voted the best game for the Xbox 360. So that no longer exists. BioWare is not quite put on as much of a pedestal anymore.
Yeah, that might have flow-on effects into things like the other one they made, Dragon Age and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, we thought about including that.
You know what you just did, Abe? You know what you just did? You just killed the circle dialogue selection wheel.
I did.
You did.
That's gone.
True.
That's completely gone. No more will you see a shortened summary of what, the gist of what your character's going to say. You'll just have to scroll down through 20 lines of dialogue of the full sentences.
You've taken us all back to the days of Morrowind.
Oh, that's a good point, because Fallout's gone as well, so we don't have...
That's it.
Either. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, yeah, I hope you guys like books, because you're going to be reading them.
All right, my next one...
Pictures are back on the menu, boys.
Yeah.
My next cull is easy. Too many times have I sat idly by in the podcast just allowing you two to discuss this game that I don't give two shits about. So Red Dead Redemption, get out of here.
Oh!
GTA is superior as a Rockstar franchise. Red Dead was just cowboys jacking each other off in the desert. So let's get rid of it. See you, Red Dead.
Oh man,
the knives are out.
Far out. I mean, that removes the sort of the more restrained Grand Theft Auto that we got with Red Dead.
And there goes my most anticipated game of this year. Fuck.
Oh, that trailer, that wonderful trailer that that's all gone. No, actually, I think that if we had trickle-down effects, which I decided not to include because it would make things really confusing, Witcher 3, I reckon, would be a very different game. Without Red Dead 2. So, wow, yeah. No,
I never even finished Red Dead Redemption.
That's
there
why
goes
you
one
don't
of the
like
best
it, man. You missed the best part.
One of the best endings in gaming history, I would argue.
man.
Well, that's like saying, "Oh, watch this show." It's okay. Just suffer through the first 3 seasons because it gets good by the 4th one. It's not a justification. If the end is the best part, nah, I shouldn't have to get to the end to enjoy it.
Oof.
Okay, well, what's done is done.
Yeah, can't go back now.
Revenge.
Gloves are off. Everything's going to get more ruthless now.
Okay. I think actually my next one is going to be another one of those ones where I didn't have too much to do with it, and I had a kind of my favorite sort of 3D platformer already sort of set in stone.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cull Jak and Daxter.
Oh man, that stings. That really stings.
Well, they're all going to sting at this point, isn't it?
Oh man, that's rough. That was the first game I ever played on PlayStation 2.
It's somewhat of a parallel step from Crash Bandicoot, though, isn't it? Like it kind of the first Jak, at least Jak and Daxter, just tried to make an upgraded version of Crash Bandicoot for the PS2. So again, it's like you're not changing too much because the source material that inspired it still exists.
Yeah,
so
I would argue though that Jak and Daxter is a better game, better series than Crash Bandicoot. I always liked it more.
It does.
I've always pronounced my love for Crash, but Jak and Daxter was a phenomenal game, and I love Jak 2 and Jak 3.
We still have some. I mean, look, I'm looking at the list. We still have awesome 2D gaming as far as platforming goes. We've got Mario. We've got
Zelda.
Zelda. Early. What
Pokemon.
else? Yep. So we're okay there. I think we're okay. But there you go.
Man, that's rough. That's my jolly third-person adventure games have been removed from the face of the gaming landscape. Man, okay. I've been eyeing this up for a little while. It didn't really do that much for me back in the day. I thought it was balls hard, this series back in the day. There's been some really good ones recently, but we also have Uncharted, so I'm taking Tomb Raider.
Yep. No, I agree. Totally agree. Easy cull.
Yeah. There's no more, maybe less female protagonists in gaming. Maybe the only notable female protagonist that I can think of anyway, gone. So we've regressed politically again.
We've still got Metroid and Portal, Shell and Samus.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, well, Shell never really talks, so you could really
see her
know.
through the portals, though.
You can see it, so the male gaze is still in play.
Yep.
Metroid, that's true though. That would yeah.
Oh, we're reaching the truly difficult culls now.
Yeah, the event horizon is approaching.
So this is one that I know one person is going to be particularly unhappy with. I also have a love of one particular entry in this franchise, number 2.
Oh no, I know where you're going. No,
I'm so sorry, Abe. I'm sorry, but it's got to go. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh man,
I did love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. One of my favorite PC games of the kind of 90s and early 2000s. Played that a lot, but out of everything still on this list now, it was just the least influential to me. So.
Well, my taste in music has changed entirely. I never learned of Rage Against the Machine, at least not until many years later. Millencolin, various bands that I really do enjoy no more, and also many hours of trying to get the skate letters and things like that, which I really enjoyed. So, yep, no, that's cool.
All right, the list is dwindling.
It is, yeah.
I am going to cull. Am I? No.
There's one on there that I'm surprised is still.
I'm going to cull Tekken.
To be honest.
Yeah. Oh damn you, Reagan. That's the one I was going for. And,
yeah.
And I did. Yeah. That's
Tekken. I mean, we've still got Street Fighter. So
now when I bought my PlayStation 2, I'll tell you the games it came with. None. Because it originally came with Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, Jak and Daxter, and Tekken Tag Tournament. So when I bought my PS2, it came with the Jackie Chan DVD, Battle at Brawl Creek, and Jonah Lomu biopic.
Brilliant.
Wonderful. I really had a head start on that.
Good investment. Good investment.
Yep. $600 for 2 real mediocre DVDs.
And a fancy DVD player.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, Tekken, sorry to say, but there's no more Jin Kazama, no more King of what is it? King of Iron Fist tournament or whatever it is. I mean, what are the other fighting games? Street Fighter's still. I didn't put that on that list because I didn't think it meant much to anyone here.
Mortal Kombat.
True, Mortal Kombat's still there. Okay, no, that's fine. I can deal because Mortal Kombat has all the cool gore. So Tekken, not that fast. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm. Oh man. Reagan, I'm sorry to say, but I enjoy this series, or I enjoyed one of them at least when I started playing it, and thought, I always thought RPGs were a whole bunch of over complex bollocks, and but I played this one in 2011 and actually really enjoyed it. But I could go through life without having never played it, so I'm removing the Elder Scrolls from the list.
Your cursor was between 2 games there, and depending on the way it went, I would have either been on your side or this Overcast gamer would be over.
It'd be emphasis on the Overcast gamer. Yeah.
No, that's. I'm okay with it. Like, I had some good times with a few of the Elder Scrolls games, but I can survive.
Your girlfriend's gonna murder me.
Yeah, she will. She will. But yeah, I mean, my two. I mean, with that, Elder Scrolls and Red Dead gone. Yeah, that's tough, but it's all right.
What does Bethesda have left in terms of IPs now?
They publish Wolfenstein and Doom. But it's not an IP that they have. They're just a publisher now, really.
Oh, wow, Todd Howard, mate, he's probably out of a job then.
Yeah,
man, that's pretty rough. Yeah, they publish. I mean, Prey, and they've got Dishonored. So, no actual
first party IPs. Yeah.
Was Dishonored published by them, or was that?
Yeah, Dishonored is a Bethesda publisher. Yeah. It is.
So they've got they've still got ongoing series, but they have no part in the development. Oh well.
Some could argue that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Many
we're no longer complaining about their engine being 20 years old.
That's true. Redacted. Yeah.
Oh, this list is impossible now.
Yeah, it's getting really hard.
There's one on there that I'm surprised it's still on there, because as far as I know, I'm the only person playing games from this series. So I'm gonna have to come to terms with it going, but I'm not. There's no way I'm removing it myself. So
I know what it is, and I just don't want to face the wrath of Balthazar.
Yeah, I feel like it's in the end it's going to be an easy cull for you guys when it really is down to the wire. And I just wish I had one of those still on this list. Now this cull is going to be ridiculously painful. The second game made by this team is up there as one of my favorite games. But the first was a bit of a miss for me. And
I think I know what this is.
Third is also good, but it's 10 years too late, Team Ico.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, it's got to be Team Ico games. Shadow of the Colossus was, without a doubt, one of the finest examples of a video game ever made.
Yeah.
And so losing that is crazy. But at the same time, the reason why Shadow of the Colossus was so amazing and so unique was because not only had nothing been done like it before it, but nothing's been done since, which also means nothing's really been influenced by it. So literally all we're losing from those 3 games is those 3 games. We're not losing anything else on the gaming landscape. So I'll accept that. I'll accept that for the most part, we're unchanged. We've just lost 3 games, a high-quality one, a good one that came a bit late, and a mediocre one. That's all right. I think we can all take the hit for that.
Sure. I've got a few here that I could probably go for next. I think next up, I'll choose the lesser of 2 evils. Portal.
Oh man, that's rough too.
Just because it's another one of those games that I've never really had a whole lot to do with.
Right.
There's a lot of people out there that love them. I don't.
As simple as that, really.
Yeah.
That's tough because that really innovated. Like, I'd never seen anything like the mechanics found in Portal before. I had an awesome time playing both 1 and 2. 2 has a great story, probably one of my favorite stories in gaming. But
would you guys like to know a deeper consequence of that as well? So Portal 1 was a game developed by 2 or 3, a small group of school students, possibly high school or that Steam then picked up and published as part of the Orange Box, and it was the first instance of a big-time developer or publisher forking out money and paying people for work they'd done using kind of their tools, and in part was the first major contributor to what is now kind of the indie revolution in gaming. So Reagan may have just killed indie games on Steam.
Oh, man.
Non-AAA title releases may no longer be released.
Sorry about that. That's sorry.
Okay, I'm going to do it because I can't... it's going to happen, so I have to do it at some point. It doesn't mean much to me. Platinum games are being removed from the list. I've played a few of them. It's mainly sort of hack and slash stuff, which doesn't really float my boat that much. They're all cool. The art designs are pretty cool, the art styles. But I know Balthazar, you love Platinum. Maybe your favorite developer? Or one of your favorite
definitely
developers?
Well up there. They proved a mastery of developing melee combat systems that no one else has been able to match yet.
Right.
So certainly that's all gone now. But
so like Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising,
Transformers Devastation, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nier Automata in like a week. That's not coming out anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, Nier Automata, you just got canned.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. Rough.
Okay.
My turn, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Man, this is a short list. This is basically the follow-on effects of my choice here right now is massive for gaming over the last however many, last kind of decade.
Yeah.
Because it's really going to affect a whole console. So I'm going to cull Halo.
Oh man, that's big.
I know it's huge.
That's the Xbox might not even exist now.
Exactly.
Orchestras may no longer exist.
Orchestras.
I'm sure they had worked before, but certainly they've never done anything as fulfilling as ba ba da ba 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 da ba. That was like, if that's gone, orchestras as we know them are gone.
Some of my most famous, my favorite multiplayer moments of all time have now been removed from the face of existence. I never won $50 back in college in a Halo tournament.
Wow, really?
You just stole $50 from some kid.
Yeah.
I'm doing that because I'm jealous of those memories. We never had Xboxes growing up, and people are always harping on about LAN games of Xbox of Halo, and I never got to have that. So Halo, you're gone.
I never learned of the value of flybys points. I couldn't I couldn't afford an Xbox, so I got a flybys card, and I asked my mum every time she bought anything that was eligible, could she swipe my flybys cards? I got an Xbox with flybys points.
Wow, good job.
Yeah. A lot of purchases she made there, a lot of food shopping and stuff, probably, I don't know, but I got a free Xbox because he used flybys points, and I got it purely for Halo. So I never learned the value of flybys points.
There we go.
I don't have a flybys card now.
Let's quickly run through the list again so people know what's there.
So we've got Crash Bandicoot, Doom, Donkey Kong, Final Fantasy, God of War, Grand Theft Auto, Mario, Metal Gear, Metroid, Pokemon, Prince of Persia, Rare, Soulsborne, Uncharted, Xenoblade, and Zelda left. So still really, really good IPs. It's becoming more and more difficult. I just want to mention with Halo, I remember when that game came out on the original Xbox, the first Halo, and I remember how excited a lot of people I knew, the richer kids that I knew, couldn't stop talking about Halo, and I remember just being incredibly jealous. So maybe I'm a less jaded individual now, I'm not too sure. when I eventually got my hands on Halo, I loved it. I never owned an Xbox or anything like that, or original Xbox, but I do remember just being really, seething with rage almost that everyone was loving this new FPS and I was still jamming my, I wasn't really playing anything anymore on PlayStation 2, but I was watching my DVDs. Okay, is it me now?
Is
it you?
Me. I think
you?
I
Okay.
was meant to be before Regan actually, but
Okay,
uh,
go for it, man.
I'm so this. It's the lesser of two evils. If I make this cut, as much as you love it, it's saving something else that you love more.
Okay,
So
I'm all right with that.
I'm getting rid of Crash Bandicoot.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
Oh,
for me, looking at the list now of platformers we still have, it was down to 3, and we've now shrunk that down to 2. And the 2 I had in my head were Crash Bandicoot and Donkey Kong, and I think Abe would definitely be happier to do without Crash.
yeah,
So.
that is true. My pledge of allegiance to Sony has now never happened, and I've always been a Nintendo guy
Nice.
with the
Nothing
elimination
wrong
of
with
Crash
that.
Bandicoot. So
yeah.
yeah.
So with
some
that-
would argue that's
If you've been a Nintendo guy now, you've played Xenoblade, so let's keep that around. 'Cause that's now your favourite game.
yeah. And you're really pumped for the Switch,
Yeah.
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I can't even hide my non-enthusiasm for that. But all right, it's getting really, really tough now. I'll just get rid of Crash. Oh, there's one that I know should go, but this will change things irreparably for the face of first-person shooters. Essentially, they might not even existed if I do this. Which some would argue might be a good thing, but I still do enjoy my first-person shooters every now and then. Oh no, actually, no, I'm going for the Metroid. I've never had a decent time with Metroid. I've played a little bit of one of the side-scrolling ones back in the day. Never played the one that everyone loved, which was Metroid Prime, I think, on GameCube. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for that series, but yeah, it's never been something that's that I've really delved into. So I can't say it means much to me. So
And with
yeah,
that,
Metroid.
Abe just struck female protagonists off the list.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Sorry
don't
about
exist.
That. I set us back to the 1960s. Or actually prior to the 1960s. So I think women got the vote in the 1960s. So, oh man, sorry about that.
Hey,
Yeah,
You, mate.
Yep,
we've changed the order, have we?
we may have, but
Yeah.
it's
I
you,
I
mate.
think something
Yeah.
happened along the way.
Okay.
Something.
Okay.
Tough,
I am going to cull. Rare.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's my love for any platformer. Just been any but one. No, I separated Donkey Kong out, so that's all right. That still burns.
Yeah,
That
I know.
burns.
That means we don't have any GoldenEye 007.
Yep, that's correct.
Banjo
Jet Force
Kazooie.
Gemini was one of my favourite N64
Conker's Bad
games.
Fur Day, so I never
Conkers.
learned that. I never learned that something could be cool and meta or look all cutesy and actually be, with adult themes. I never made that connection in my brain.
Diddy Kong Racing, he killed a racing game.
Yep, Diddy Kong Racing.
Diddy Kong Racing.
I kind of regretted the decision now, but
You can't do anything about it, man.
Can't do anything about it. Yep. No.
That's me a lot more jaded then, because Rare has always been maybe my favorite developer. If you just stop after the 1990s, Rare might have been my favorite dev. So I'm a lot darker person.
And musical score composition as well. Grant Kirkhope
Yes.
didn't get work.
Oh man,
He's gone.
That's real.
You
rough.
just killed Grant Kirkhope. Well done.
But on the bright side, we never got the Xbox Connect, maybe, or
Yeah.
like a bunch of rubbish Connect titles. So I mean, there is a bright side there. But yeah, no, that really burns.
All right, I'm just going to rip this Band-Aid off quickly. get it done. Very influential, but I don't think this particular character or franchise or anything associated with them comprises anywhere near what we have as our kind of pinnacle of gaming. So this little midget mustachioed fuck has to go. Mario's gone.
Oh man, that is brutal. So we no longer have Mario Kart. We no longer have Mario 64. Platformers or adventure platformers have just been changed completely.
There's now no racing games at all. No one ever thought to do that. Like, oh, we won't put anyone in any type of vehicle in any game ever.
There's no karting games. There's no Crash Team Racing. That's crazy. Super Mario Bros. The original. It's gone. What did the NES? What was their main IP?
Yeah. We may not have Nintendo.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
That was their mascot. Was Mike Tyson, Nintendo mascot.
Yeah.
So now we have Mike Tyson Odyssey, where Mike Tyson throws his hat.
Yeah. We probably would have never had the Mike Tyson the grill. Is that the
no?
one?
That's
that's the other one.
George Foreman. Yes,
Foreman.
Sorry. Yeah. There'd be flow-on effects into the food preparation market.
Now it will be Mike Tyson's grill because he was the mascot of Nintendo.
Anything. I'm just thinking of everything Mario because that's insane.
It's a lot.
There's so much. Yeah. I guess what would be what would take its place as the platformer? Would it? I guess DK would be. DK would be Nintendo's sole sort of platforming IP, really.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that. Like, you know,
you make your peace with it.
Yeah, that's fine by me. But yeah, that's okay. No, well, I did not see that coming. I'm going to say, Mario. Wow. Okay. Well, oh man, definitely going to be losing some friend points with this one. I've never really dabbled in this series. Again, this is just purely because I haven't had much time with these games. I know a lot of people love them to death. The soundtracks are some people's favorite soundtracks of all time. The mix of puzzle and somewhat platforming defined a generation, probably. But Zelda, you're not.
Oh man!
Now the NES is dead.
I still got Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah. Mike Tyson really carrying that.
Yeah, the genre-defining Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
So now we literally have 1-2 Switch when the Switch releases. That's it.
Oh man, yeah, we do.
Gaming's been reduced to
brutal.
tech demos.
That is brutal, actually. Yeah, the Switch is dead on its ass. There's not a chance of me ever buying one until a new DK or something. So yeah, sorry about that, everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna cull Xenoblade.
Rebuttal.
Because Balthazar.
I knew it wasn't going to win.
I can just sense the malice flowing through the room.
I'm the only one who's played them. I knew it wasn't going to win. It made it to the kind of semi-finals. It made it to the point where we had to reread the list again after we culled over half. I think that's a pretty solid effort. Well done, Xenoblade. Yeah, no, that's understandable.
So now you definitely don't have a reason to have a 3DS?
No, not at all. I mean, it kind of didn't anyway without Fire Emblem because they re-released Xenoblade on the Virtual Console on Wii U as well. So you can pick up both of those on Wii U. This list is very short. So...
Yep.
All right, here it goes then. Uncharted.
Oh. No, so Naughty Dog now stopped... Well, they had nothing after Jak and Daxter until The Last of Us, so that's a massive tonal shift.
They didn't have Jak and Daxter, and they didn't have Crash Bandicoot. They made The Last of Us. That's
man.
It. They came out of the gate with The Last of Us, and it was a brilliant accomplishment. Well done, Naughty Dog. To come from nowhere and just release that.
That's pretty incredible, actually. Yeah.
And I guess that's my reasoning for it. I mean, Uncharted's a fantastic series.
Yeah.
Obviously, I kept it around over Gears of War if there could only be one third-person cover-based shooter simulator around. But in terms of what Naughty Dog as a developer do, I feel that The Last of Us does it better than Uncharted.
Yeah.
And that still exists, so...
I do agree with that. This means no one took influence from Indiana Jones and ever turned it into a game as well. Because Tomb Raider and
except Lucas Games with the Indiana Jones game on PC.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The actual licensed Indiana Jones game. Yeah. So no more, really high budget exploration, Indiana Jones kind of esque games anymore. Bugger.
There you go, Abe.
Yeah, I'm just recoiling from that. The opening sequence to Uncharted 2, where I didn't realize the cutscene had ended, and I was hanging off the back of a train, and my excitement went through the roof when I realized I could move around, and this was actually what the game looked like. I was, that's gone. Okay. Well, this, I can't keep this around any longer. It's not. It means nothing to me. I never even finished one thanks to a disc being scratched. So this is definitely going to have some some lasting effect, I know. But Final Fantasy, not for me.
Well, that's probably me not being a gamer then, I'd say.
Shit.
The rest of the list is irrelevant because I probably would have never played Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 1 and wouldn't have taken the time to really commit myself to a game. So
what was the next game that you played after, on PlayStation or whatever what was the next biggest? You got no Gran Turismo, got no Final Fantasy.
Yeah, well, exactly. Those are the two big PlayStation 1 games. Maybe it would have been Nintendo 64, I would say. Would have been
interesting.
Yeah, would have been.
Would it if Rare didn't make anything and no Mario games were out?
True.
What did Nintendo 64 even have? Yeah.
Yeah. There would have been
64 would have had Star Fox and Donkey Kong 64.
We still have Pokemon. I might have played Pokemon Snap.
True. Your on rails experiences are covered. Yeah.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. It's
and that's MMOs as well because Final Fantasy 14 is gone.
So Guild Wars is now leading the MMOs.
It's basically the only one.
Yeah.
Western one, all the rest are Korean.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's all right.
All right.
I'm sure you guys saw that
it didn't
coming.
exist, so we've lost our memories of it ever existing.
Yeah, exactly.
So really it means
instead
of splitting my time between Final Fantasy 14 and Guild Wars 2 when updates came out, I now was able to just focus on one and get everything I wanted in that one game rather than always falling short of everything I wanted in both of them.
It's little comfort. Okay, I am going to cull from this list Prince of Persia.
Oh, that's Sands of Time. That's that whole mechanic, I think, gone.
Yeah.
Until Braid, at least. Until
controlling time, etc.
The less accessible version of that mechanic, which is Braid. Yeah, so Prince of Persia Sands of Time, which was probably one of the best third-person adventure games, I would say. Gone.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, but to be fair, there's the old school Prince of Persias too on PC, which I used to jam. They're all gone.
I mean, at this point, every choice we make is going to irreparably change the landscape. So
I just got my lunchtimes back at primary school because I used to sit inside playing Prince of Persia on the Mac. Man.
All right, this is going to cause pain. Looking at this list now, there's only one game or franchise left on this list.
No.
That I don't play.
No.
So
don't do it.
Donkey Kong, you're out of here.
Oh man, I just became a full-blown goth. I'm just I was teetering on the edge after Rhea left and after Mario left, and now I'm just I'm not even a hardcore gamer. I don't think I'd care about platformers. Wouldn't know what they were. Wouldn't give the time of day to gaming soundtracks. I'm I'm just depressed and just sit in my room playing Doom and God of War, Pokemon.
Brutal.
Oh man, that is real rough. That's me. That's my happiness. I'm no longer a happy person. Okay, well, in that case, I appreciate this developer, and I appreciate it more than I like it. I thought it was really cool. It's a really interesting angle to take things, but the amount of frustration this series has caused me is worth taking back. So I'm killing Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
And all Soulsborne games. So there goes the last thing I could cling on to for any semblance of what I'm currently playing. Final Fantasy XIV's gone. Neo is now gone, being so influenced by those games. So I'm just, I guess from this list, there's still stuff on there that was my favourite and inspired me as a gamer. So I'm still playing games, but just currently I'm not playing anything.
Okay.
Okay, what's next? I am going to cull. So we've got Doom, God of War, Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear, and Pokemon.
Yep.
That's a pretty short list.
It is.
I need to think about what I've spent the most time with here.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to take away Metal Gear. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I played a bit of Metal Gear 2. And that was about it. Really enjoyed it, but yeah.
So Hideo Kojima is only now famous for Zone of Enders. Which, I mean, not amazing. There's no more PT, that never existed. There's no more, Hideo Kojima is no longer sort of an industry icon at all.
We wouldn't have cared that he was in Wellington the other day.
No, that's interesting to note. Hideo Kojima was in New Zealand, which was pretty cool. He was at Weta Workshop. But yeah, no, Hideo who? He was...
He's gone.
Yep, never existed. Never... David Hayter probably never got work. Yeah.
At least it means we don't have to worry about what's going to happen with Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that never happened, which is cool. Yeah. We never got to rage at Konami so much.
It's just starting to get quite depressing, eh?
It's getting real dark, man. I'm sort of going method and inhabiting my my emo character. It's is it me now? Or is it you, Balthazar?
It's me. I'm trying to there's two on here that I'm trying to basically it's going to come down to a coin flip as to what I get rid of. Because just for me, these two games are games I spent a lot of time with.
Yeah. But
I don't need. So it's not even really evaluating which it is. It's literally it's coming down to a coin toss here. I'm flipping a yen. I didn't assign anything before I flipped it. That didn't help at all. So
one of the two mechanics involved in a coin.
There's not a lot you got to do. I am going to get rid of Doom.
Ooh, okay. I can see I probably would have done the same thing, but that also means that first-person shooters, as we know them, don't really exist, I don't think.
This is an odd mix of games we have left, eh?
Really is.
Yeah, it is. How did this happen?
Yeah, God of War, Grand Theft Auto, and Pokemon.
So I just want to talk about Doom for a second, because that also means, so Half-Life, would that exist? Would that have been the first FPS?
Or maybe. Probably. We wouldn't have any Wolfenstein, obviously.
No. id Technology was... Because id didn't really... I mean, they still had Quake, but that...
I don't know, though. It's a hard evaluation to make, since id made both Wolfenstein and Doom.
Yeah.
While one may have come out first, you can't say that they hadn't already been thinking about and working on another, so we can't assume just because Doom doesn't exist that they didn't make Wolfenstein still.
True. That's a good point, actually. So let's say Wolfenstein 3D is still happened. So we still have some sort of... The development in the FPS genre was just slower than it would have been.
Yeah.
Had Doom existed. So, yeah, I mean, that whole heavy metal mantra in game development is no longer with us, which is a real shame.
I think the final choice is going to be mine.
Man, that's right.
Hey,
well,
your turn, buddy.
I'm now pleased that somehow the order got mixed up because it would have been mine otherwise. So there you go. You brought that upon yourself.
I can't. I love this franchise. I really do, but it's not. I don't know how it made it this far. It's not one of my favorite franchises or anything. So, God of War.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that, actually.
The prime example of how to integrate QuickTime events into a game successfully.
Yeah.
That's gone now. We no longer have seamless integration in fight scenes. It is kind of a black screen while it loads and pulls you out of the gameplay to then give you a 10-second QuickTime event to then black screen to put you back into the gameplay.
That also means David Cage was the innovator in terms of QuickTime.
Yeah.
What world have you created?
That's a depressing world.
David Cage may have even made a, Greek god-inspired epic trilogy based around real consequences of dialogue choices. So.
Yeah, and the voice acting would have been even worse than God of War, which is already not great. I mean, it's supposed to be hammy, but David Cage voice acting is pretty rough.
Well, here we go.
We can't have two more polar opposite games, to be honest.
No, we really can't. Grand Theft Auto with its, third person crime simulation and Pokemon with its, I guess, top down cute monster collection.
But then you've also got, it's Pokemon, so you do have Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, Pokken Tournament, which is, the Pokemon Tekken hybrid, which technically wouldn't exist because Tekken doesn't exist, but they have some sort of side-scrolling fighter.
Pokemon Stadium would have been the last Pokemon.
Well, I want to put this out to the team. Balthazar, what would you cull from the list?
Well, the two, when I said there were two I was trying to decide between, they were Doom and Grand Theft Auto. So I would remove Grand Theft Auto from that list purely on the basis that it's not one of my favorite franchises. I mean, neither is Pokemon, but I think Grand Theft Auto is so niche. Pokemon being so diverse, having so many different types of games and everything is a lot more influential on multiple genres than Grand Theft Auto. Though, if we do kill Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar only really has Bully and table tennis.
That's amazing. I never even thought about
Bully was okay. Abe, what would you go for here?
Man, it's really tough, because I'm leaning towards GTA, but GTA has so much more impact. Like when GTA 3 came out, that changed everything. That, I'd never seen an open world game before, or an open world game of that caliber before GTA 3. And that just sort of changed things for me. But in the same vein, I'm not a huge fan of open world games.
And
it's just,
though that could be Grand Theft Auto related too. I mean, Rockstar set the bar so high with GTA that if those games don't exist, would our overall expectations of open world games be lower? Thereby, we'd be more willing to accept games that we currently consider substandard open world, but actually they would be high quality open world without the existence of Grand Theft
So
Auto.
our standards will be lowered. Yeah,
it wouldn't be until The Witcher 3 that we'd kind of be like, holy shit, this is what open world should be.
I would also argue that GTA 3 was the first sort of really cinematic video game in terms of feeling the story felt really like a movie. GTA 3 was sort of Godfather-esque, really, really strongly based on aspects from The Godfather and Vice City, of course, Scarface, San Andreas, Boys in the Hood kind of thing. So that's all that, that the idea of games being taken almost as seriously as films is it's well out.
Okay, I've made my decision.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cull Pokemon.
Oh, man.
So that leaves us... my rationale here is that I had two kind of ideas sort of weighing on either side. One was that I think the world would be a better place if Pokemon were the only video games we had off of this list, and that it brings people together. Pokemon Go, people loved that game. People just adore Pokemon in general. And I think if the only influence on the planet was, that the good vibes that you get from Pokemon, then that would be great. But, and in polar opposite to that, Grand Theft Auto is just too technically impressive, I think.
Yeah, it enriched the gaming landscape a lot.
It did. And when you boil Pokemon down, there's like 4 different games, really. You know, there's only, they've kind of remade the same game over and over again, reused the same mechanics. It hasn't really pushed the boundaries as far as gaming goes.
Yeah.
In the same way that Grand Theft Auto and that franchise in general has. And also, it's made by Rockstar, and Rockstar are awesome. So there we go. Grand Theft Auto is the
Grand
is our
Theft
winner.
Auto is essentially the greatest franchise of all time. That's tricky for me to comprehend, but yeah, I mean, Grand Theft Auto is an amazing series. No one can really argue that. It's brought the industry to new heights with its entries kind of thing, and yeah, as I mentioned, cinematically, it's just it blended film and games so well. So I think having GTA is not the end of the world kind of thing as the remaining franchise.
I do think it's funny though that, you know, we chose this. We went through this list. We culled things. We chose this, but I think we're all sitting here a little disappointed that Grand Theft Auto was the winner.
I think so. I think it's just inevitability of this kind of game where, you know, we're having to sacrifice a lot on all counts here. And it's just like you're always going to feel a bit deflated. Even though Grand Theft Auto is an amazing series and there's some incredible games in there, I think you're always going to be like, oh, you know.
This is it.
When I got my PS2, I would have had those 2 DVDs, and my first actual game I would have played on PS2 would have been me sneaking over to my friend's house to play GTA 3. So that would have been my first taste of gaming on PlayStation 2 now.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Overcast Gamer says it. Grand Theft Auto, best franchise of all time.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.